Enemies can hit you while you're opening the gate. And if you're playing multiplayer, only the first person who hits the gate can actually damage it. Why don't we take a look at what these guys can do? Skeleton only has one attack. It's blockable and counterable. He also can't panic. He's throwable too. The Goblin actually has a pretty nice repertoire of moves for a henchman. He has a double flip evade, a pounce, and a double swipe attack. The double swipe, unfortunately, has virtually no startup, so it's ungodly hard to counter. Little guy can panic, too. Let's take a look at the new guys. The Slaughterer has 2 regular moves. Both are counterable and blockable. Yet, despite the fact that his slam is the same animation as the Ogre, it's counterable. He has a special panic. It actually juggles, so be careful. The Necromancer is your new worst friend. He can cast a poison field that slows you down and damages you, alongside a spell that is blockable. However, if you do let it touch you, you'll be a skeleton. When you're a skeleton, all you can do is run, double jump, and you have a single attack. You're also slower. Worst of all, though, is the Necro can heal himself and his allies, so usually it's your best bet to go for him first. Because most of his moves, all of his moves are projectiles, they are not counterable. He also has a panic, and it technically counts as a projectile, so you can't counter that either. You can throw him, though. Strewn about Dark Monastery are pots that have items in them that help you out, either health or SP. In the second room, there are 2 pots, one in the fourth cage and one in the first cage. The next pair of rooms don't contain any enemies, but they are traps. There are 4 pendulums in each room. Remember, when you stop while you're running, you take a few steps forward, so sometimes it's best just to run into the wall to slow you down. Sliding gains distance fastest, so sometimes that's an option too. The next room has traps and monsters. Let's take a look at the traps first. The bats that come out are homing, so be careful. They are blockable, however. The bat launchers themselves usually take about 7 or 8 hits. There are 4 altogether in this room, 2 on each side. If you stand between them, the launchers on the same side as you, the bats that come out can't hit you. You can save yourself some trouble though. You can take out 2 bat launchers at a time if you jump kick between them. As for the enemies in this room, there are 2 dark goblins. But don't think you're out of the woods yet just because you defeat them. Once they die, 2 skeletons will spawn in their place. The nice thing about this room is that there are 4 item pots. 2 up high, 2 down low. After you make it out of this room, there's another pendulum trap. Yay! In addition to housing the final mob, the final room also houses 4 pots, 2 in the front, 2 in the back. Sejul's room has 2 pots in it. If you're playing solo, Sejul has 4 moves, the first of which is a wave of fire. This move is unblockable, so you're gonna have to walk around it. Or if you have an exo that creates invisibility frame or a move, you can try using that to get around the fire as well. Watch which way he waves his arm, that's how you tell which way the fire is going. Unless there's lag, he'll teleport to the center of the screen before he waves the fire across it. If you're too close to the fire when it starts, you will get burned, so be careful, even if you're on the other side. Sejul's next move is a lunge. It's blockable, but it gives him some distance, so be careful if you're a little bit distance away, you're probably still going to have to block it. It has quicker startup time than his other melee attack. Speaking of that other melee attack, here it is, it's white. Sejul doesn't gain any distance, and it actually has slower startup than lunge. Still blockable though. Sejul's last regular attack is a 3-shot blast. It's blockable, but if you're right up against him, you only have to block the first shot. It won't push you back far enough to get hit by the others. If you're on the floor though, it will bounce you. Even if Sejul's fireballs are hidden behind you, you're still going to block facing him. This move generally leaves Sejul open to attack. Sagewell can panic, but unlike yours, his is unblockable, so you gotta get out of the way. This panic has a really awful startup time, so you can also use that. When you play multiplayer, Sagewell gains one more move, Steal. Your teammates are going to have to help you out if you want to get out of this one alive. Just like the fire, he'll always teleport to the center of the screen when he uses the seal. The person trapped must be moving in order for the seal to break. If you're not hitting the arrows or moving your controller, you won't get out of the seal, even if they damage it. The Alchemist Exa, HCA1, causes a glitch on Sagewell's level. If you use the slide attack into the Sagewell seal, you will get hurt. Like fire at the wrong angle. Sometimes it helps. And sometimes it does not.